I'm having one of those moments where I realize I don't know what I'm doing. I just went west to Denver, and now I'm in Coronado, Kansas, turning around and heading back. This may not even be the first time. I need a tornado so bad right now, like a real tornado. Getting storms in Denver seems like a sure bet, but I've got cold feet really bad. There's a dry line intersecting north-south across western Kansas. I think the southern end of it is around, or going to be around Dodge City later today. The convection allowing models don't generally, or haven't generally convected any storms in southern Kansas or anywhere along the dry line, except one. And only one run. And they might be isolated supercells for once, or it could be a cat bus. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about this. Let me talk this through. Maybe if I tell you out loud. In the Denver cyclone, we're looking at a couple of possibly isolated supercells, or maybe just a big MCS coming out of the Denver area. And yeah, this could be a mess up there, but it could be epic. There could be epic structure, tornadoes. The parameters, though, are just right on the knife edge of being good enough for tornado weather. But down in the Dodge City area, which has been the troll capital this year, it's under clear skies right now with some agitated cumulus, and one set of cams is popping a storm off down there, and I have a headache right now. I can just barely, I can barely stand this. I hate being split between targets. I really do. It's been about a week and a half since I had a good tornado during probably one of the most active periods we've had in years. But I've been in the wrong place, or I've been just out of position, maybe feeling broke down, humbled, confused, and hungry is where I need to be. A buddy of mine just went the last 6 days without seeing anything of real consequence, and just yesterday got 6 tornadoes down in New Mexico on the ultimate troll play. There was maybe a few chasers down there. That's it. And I hope I'm not making the wrong decision, because I will be really pissed if I'm making the wrong decision later.
5 minutes later.
I can't. Shut up. I might be going insane. I just turned around again. Oh my gosh. I drove. Shut up. Shut up. All right, so I drove west and then changed my mind and decided to go back east. And then as I was driving east, I convinced myself to keep going west. I need to shut all information off and just drive there and then chase like an idiot. I need to not overthink this. I am way, way, way overthinking this right now. Oh my gosh. Total crisis right now in my mind. But I can't help but laugh at myself. So sorry if I sound a little nuts, but I just did a big circle on the expressway. And I think that's hilarious. Okay. Here goes nothing.
Turns out this wouldn't be my first existential crisis about going to Denver this year. It appears that I made the right choice today. Supercell storms would fire up near Denver, but nothing notable would happen back along the dry line. Off to an early start, the DCVZ would do the thing it does. This weak, uncondensed tornado would touch down not far from the airport. We will count it. Unfortunately, this promising storm would also die early. But there's a new one to my north. Let's see what it has to offer. It seems to have left a healthy amount of hail behind, but what's it got under the hood? Outflow? That's not going to work. Well, that was fun. Next. Next. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let's see what this tiny little rain shower down near Akron, Colorado wants to do. As is typical of the high plains, this storm began with an extremely high base. And also typical, that base began to lower as the storm moved east into increasing moisture. And then finally, the little rain shower that could did the thing. This brief multi-vortex tornado would drop just before I crossed gigantic hilly ranch land. That was sure to slow me down.
Okay, I had a brief multi-vortex tornado just over here, and mostly just some ground circulations. 1 second, gotta go over some stuff. Okay. Hi, hey, hey, hi, hey. And now I'm going to take a crazy road across a plateau here. Hope I get a nice view. But yeah, this thing's wrapping up. Every time it cycles, it produces something a little more interesting. Look at these inflow winds. Holy snap. Isn't that cool? There's a tornado in there somewhere. I can't see it. I'm on this crappy ranch road trying to get around. Oh, it looks like there's something happening in there. It's coming down.
When in doubt, you count it and you move along.
Might be a tornado. Really hard to tell. Alright, cows. Just moving through, trying to catch a tornado. Move. Move. I said move. Come on, guys. Work with me here.
This is not at all ideal positioning. I need to get way out in front of the storm and move into the inflow area, but these roads are just not letting me get some real headway. It doesn't help that I keep stopping to look and make sure it isn't producing more tornadoes.
That was a fun road, wasn't it?
Yeah, these roads out here are a nightmare.
Yeah, they get better as you get into Nebraska, but slowly.
I'm trying to look at my phone, I'm like, God, I'll just follow this guy and assume that he's got a better mapping system than I do.
Google kind of had the right idea. We're here, aren't we? Took forever. Might be a cone in there. It's hard to tell. Having a hard hard time discerning features here while I'm driving. I'm just letting the phone do the recording.
Another typical characteristic of a classic high plains supercell is that it will eventually push its way into a capped environment. The stable air in the mid-levels begins to sculpt storms into wild shapes resembling motherships, barber poles, or a stack of pancakes. Well, it took all week, but I'm finally back to having a really good time. And finally, a nighttime lightning show.
Storm is tornado warned. But there was a land spout earlier on this little part of the storm here, and just waiting for it to get here. It's still cooking. Needs a while yet. It's medium rare. But look at all of that peely. It's done that on about 4 or 5 different updrafts. So keeps doing it. I'll just keep recording it.
Peelious clouds can be an early indication of very strong updrafts. Today, it's time to make a gutsy play. While most of the attention is focused to eastern Kansas, where the Flint Hills and the Topeka and Kansas City metro areas tend to make chasing a little less fun, I've got my eye on the very nose of the low-pressure system back to the west, specifically in Hays, Kansas. I had a really good feeling about this. So much so, I was starting to convince others to come join me further west. Unfortunately, when my target storm started to really get going, I made the mistake of going west first rather than north first, which put me behind and south of the storm. Nonetheless, I document a suspicious-looking possible tornado right off the bat. Being very weak and over ranch land, no damage reports would be made, but this was called in as a funnel by law enforcement. A closed road forced me into some nasty ranch land once again. Finally back to pavement and a bit behind, tornado reports began pouring in like crazy. This had to have been a big one. In fact, it's still going. I just need to catch up to it. Oh crap, what's this?
What's the matter?
After a bit of a confusing interaction with one of these volunteers, I wasn't even paying attention to the tornado just to my left. Unfortunately, this was the only road option east that didn't involve dozens of miles of farm roads. I tried to catch up again and would only arrive later to a weakening thunderstorm. But another chaser that heard my advice from earlier, he didn't make the navigation mistakes I did. And boy did that pay off. Here's how it looked just miles up from my closed road. While this was a frustrating and sour note to end my week, 2019 continued to provide all kinds of exciting weather in the upper Midwest. Including one more tornado just miles from my home. Thanks for sticking around to watch. 2019 definitely goes down as one of my most frustrating chase years of my career, but also one of the most productive. Here's to 2020. May you stay safe, may you stay healthy, and may the rest of it be a little less of a dumpster fire. Hopefully, I'll get to do some social distancing from my truck on some lonely road in Kansas soon.